So we start with our statute, and we're going to use our form that we got off of the research guide, and we're going to collect some numbers along the way. So you'll see this legislative history from Lexis Advance is quite lengthy. This came from the money laundering statute, but some are not so long. Some don't have many at all. This is from the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, and this one's from Westlaw Next. What you have to do when you see a large or many issues in or many legislations in a legislative history is to parse them out at the semicolons so that you can see how many things you have to deal with. And the first thing you have there is the date, followed by the act number and the section of the act number. And then you get the statutes at large citation, so you know where to find this particular document. It's in volume 40, the statutes at large, page 755. All these others are links to Westlaw Next. The issue we're going to research today comes from this article found in the Star Advertiser, April 2013. And it says, Hawaii could face criminal action over lighting suspected in seabird deaths. So this is a question of whether or not the Department of Transportation lighting is a taking of wedge-tailed shearwaters. And these are seabirds that nest in Hawaii and are protected by the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. These are not endangered birds. They're not on the endangered species list, but they are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. And the issue here, as I said, is about the taking by light, because it says in this article, fledgling seabirds can become disoriented by bright street and ballpark lighting. So the question becomes whether light was considered among the things that could be a taking when this legislation was originally passed in 1918 or even amended along the way. So we have to start at the most recent and work our way backwards to see what the meaning of a taking is for this particular law. Before we can start using the congress.gov site, we need to go to Westlaw or LexisNexis, either one, and get the legislative history out of it. It is 16 U.S.C. 703. That's the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Click on currentness here, and it'll take us down to where the credits, which is the legislative history, where they begin. Follow along, and then you can grab all this and parse it out like we did before, like I showed you before, and fill in your form. So I have here in reverse chronological order, because that's the way we'll look at things probably. And we'll start with Public Law 108-447 and see if we can get these other numbers, the bill number, the session, the Congress, and things like that. So there are two ways on Westlaw Next to get to this Public Law number 108-447. We can click on the link, and it'll take us right there. And then we can find out what the public law number is and what the bill number and things like that. Or there's another place on Westlaw Next. Click on Westlaw Next to the opening page and go to Legislative History. And there we can go to Public Laws Historical, because this is not the current one. Once we're here, we can just use the advanced form to type in the number of our public law, which is 108-447. So you have the link right from the statute, or you can go in this way. Either way, it gets you to the same place. Now, when we get there, we already see the bill number. It's HR 4818. So we're going to take that number And we're kind of copy that into our form, into our data collection form. We also see that it's 108th Congress, second session. So you're going to continue to fill out your form, going in an orderly fashion to find the particular documents that you will need and filling it out. You'll see I've got a lot of this filled out, but the last two, one from 1918 and one from 1936, are proving to be a little problematic. And the reason is older documents are somewhat difficult to find. We can try on Westlaw, and that's what I think we'll do next. So we'll go back to 16 U.S.C.A. 703, and we'll look at the legislative history materials from the History tab. We'll wait for it to load. And then we're going to scroll down and see how far back our legislative history goes on Westlaw Next. There's 1974, and it looks like they've compiled one from 1974, but nothing earlier. So let's go back to the research guide and see what we can find that will help us find the last bits of information that we're looking for. So if you go to the tab I want to find, you'll see that there are some ideas there. One is, if you want to find the bill number from the public law number, you can go to HeinOnline. So we're just going to click on the link to HeinOnline, and once we get there, we're going to zoom in on United States Statutes at Large. Click there, and then there. And now make sure you're in the Citation Navigator. You may need to go back and look at the form you've already been filling out to see which particular legislative history material we're looking for, 1936 and 1918. So we'll input the chapter 634 and the year 1936 and click search, and we'll get two results. And we just have to find the one that's for Migratory Bird Treaty Act. And it's the second one here. We'll just click on the link and see what we get for our results. And we see it's from 49 Statutes at Large, page 1555. So this isn't the exact public law that we'd looked at before, but this is actually the Statutes at Large citation. In the margin notes done by the Reviser of Statutes, you'll see that it's Senate Bill 4584, and we'll put that into our form. If you want to get a copy of this document, you click on that PDF icon in the top right, and then you're going to get a result that's going to tell you that you can actually get these 3 pages and just click on the print download button. We just have to wait for the document to load, and then we will have our own PDF that we can save on our computer. And if you look down, you'll see that it's the exact image. From here you can see that this is Senate Bill 4584 once again, and it's public law number 728. So we'll copy this into our form, and now we'll go back and follow the same procedure for the 1918 law, which was Chapter 128, 1918. We'll go back to the search box, and we will then find that we have a Statutes at Large citation, and we can still get the bill number out of the margin notes. They're done by the Reviser of Statutes, so it's so that's how we get our bill numbers sometimes. And we'll just scroll down to where the Migratory Bird Treaty Act begins, and zoom in on that particular language to get it from the margin notes.